Good morning. Um, we're ready to go. All right. Good morning and welcome to the July 2nd, 2026 meeting of the Lewis and Clark County Commission. Please stand and join us with in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I'm going to take a little bit of executive privilege this morning and talk a little bit about the our 250th anniversary for our country. I recently read an article. I'm going to quote partially from it. The headline is should Independence Day actually be July 2nd? In fact, 250 years ago, John Adams wrote to his wife Abigail and said the second day of July, 1776, will be the most meaningful day in the history of America. He wrote, "I am apt to believe that it will be celebrated by succeeding generations with pomp and parade, with shows, games, sports, guns, bells, bonfires, and illuminations from one end of the continent to the other, from this time forward forevermore." The second, well, seems as though our Congress got together and they actually passed the resolution of a resolution to uh, for us to be independent from England on the second. They took the action, but the actual declaration was not actually written and approved until the fourth. And of course, that had a date on it, and that's why everybody remembers the 4th of July. But today is the anniversary of the action that separated us from Great Britain. I think it's kind of an interesting little side note and a day that we should all celebrate. All right, let's go on. We have. I want to just take a minute here, and I'll introduce everybody. Jenny Chambers is our Director of Public Works and Planning. Nadine McCarty is our recording secretary today. Commissioner Andy Hunthausen to my left, Commissioner Candace Payne to my right. I'm Tom Rolfe, chair of the commission this year. And over here we have Nico Hash and TJ Murphy representing the county attorney's office, trying to keep us on the straight and narrow. And Roger Baltz, our chief administrative officer. Just beyond the bar, we have an opportunity for everybody to sign up and leave contact information. Should we need to get back to you, we'd appreciate you doing that. And there are always public agendas for the meeting. The agendas are there as well. Our first item today is a consent action item. Mr. Baltz.
Thank you, Mr. Chair and Commissioners. This is item 2A on your agenda this morning. It's an engagement letter between Lewis and Clark County and Eide-Bailly, and staff recommends approval. And Commissioners, we do this every year as a part of our processes for our financial operations. Thank you very much.
All right. Are there any questions for Mr. Baltz? Any questions? Commissioner Payne.
Mr. Balls, I'd like to make sure we have a clear understanding of what the heck Eide-Bailly is. Is this the person who brings us the water or the beer, or it's not defined on our schedule? Thank you. Thank you. I just wanted to make sure everybody understood what we're doing.
All right. Is any other questions from the commission? Is there any public comment? Did you have a question? Something? Okay. Any public comment? Any public comment? There being none, do we have a motion?
Mr. Chair, I'd move that we approve consent action 2A as presented.
Second.
We have a motion and second. Any discussion from the commission? Any discussion from the commission? Seeing none, we'll ask for public comment. Is there any public comment on consent action item 2A? Any public comment? Seeing none, do we have a motion?
There's a motion and a second on the table.
And we have the motion second, sorry. All right. All right. Is there any further discussion on the motion? Seeing none, we'll move to a vote. All those in favor of approving the consent action item 2A, engagement letter between Lewis and Clark County and Bailey, as presented by Mr. Baltz, please say aye.
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 Opposed, same sign. Motion passes unanimously. Our next item is action item 3A, County Construction and Maintenance Agreement between Lewis and Clark County and the Montana Department of Transportation.
Good morning, Mr. Chair, Commissioners. For the record, I'm Dan Carlin, County Engineer. Before you today is a construction and maintenance agreement to allow the Montana Department of Transportation, or MDT, to design and install signage improvements at 2 locations and obligates Lewis and Clark County to conduct any necessary maintenance of the installed signage. Public Works Department has been working with MDT through the Highway Safety Improvements Projects, or HSIP program, since the nomination stage in early 2024 to identify locations meeting program criteria. Public Works staff identified 2 intersections, the McHugh Lane Forestville Road and McHugh Lane Sierra Road, with concurrence from MDT staff. Those 2 locations are up on your screen. Public Works staff have been working with MDT on the agreement for the design and installation of double and oversized stop ahead, and intersection warning signs. Any necessary maintenance will be completed by county sign crews and paid for out of their annual budget. Staff recommends approval of the construction and maintenance agreement and authorize the chair to sign all applicable documents. And I can answer questions you may have.
Any questions from the commission?
I have a question.
Commissioner Payne.
Thank you. I'm familiar with that intersection on Forestville Road and McHugh, and right there is where the one of, and maybe it's the historic entrance, maybe it's not used as a main entrance anymore, but that's Forestville Cemetery, and I've been to funerals out there where traffic was backed up. Is there going to be some sort of a recognition that other traffic may be going that way instead of the traditional 4? How are you going to handle that?
Mr. Chair, Commissioner Payne, thank you for that question. So that has been a intersection of interest for quite some time.
Yes.
So as you probably know, there is a fire station to the east of this location on Forestville Road.
Yes.
That location right there that's trying to come up on the screen, that is the West Valley Fire Station. And because of that, the stop signs on Forestville are not there. They actually stop McHugh in that location. So as a piece of this, we're going to evaluate adjusting that stop sign to flip the direction of the stop. So that would actually stop Forestville and make McHugh the through street and make Forestville the stop. That's going to be evaluated. There's no guarantees that that's going to happen, but that would alleviate the situation you're talking about. It is not ideal to have that major of an entrance that close to that intersection, but that's where that entrance is. And we've done some things to have that move further away from the intersection to alleviate that as well. So not ideal, but it's the situation that we're in there.
Thank you, Dan.
All right. Other questions?
Mr. Chair,
Commissioner Hunthausen.
Mr. Carlin, just speaking to the agreement, it's very common, very normal. This is typical for agreements with the state when they make an improvement on a county infrastructure that often we then become the caretaker of that for the future of that improvement, whatever it is.
Mr. Chair, Commissioner Hunthausen, thank you again for that one. Yes, that's absolutely the case. Whenever the state goes and does an improvement of this kind, it becomes the responsibility of the local jurisdiction to take care of it into the future in most instances. Wiley Drive is a really good example. They did some realignment, signage improvements on that, widened the road. That's still a county road. That's still our responsibility to chip seal, crack seal, do all the maintenance associated.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, and just another thought that, so we've got two intersections basically. There's a question. You've got the intersection of McHugh and Forestvale, and then the intersection of McHugh and Sierra, and that one's a T. But there been some accidents at both those intersections. So I think it's really wise to be kind of analyzing it a little further. So
Absolutely.
thing.
Yes, Mr. Chair, those both, and commissioners, both of these locations are identified through their program as well for crash history. This highway safety improvement program focuses specifically on that. They look for crash trends and then they approach the local jurisdictions to suggest improvements and design those improvements for them. So takes a little bit of the burden off of county staff.
All right. Any other questions for the commission? Any other questions from the commission? Is there any public comment on this? Is there any public comment? Seeing none, do we have a motion?
Mr. Chair, I move that we approve action item 3A, the county construction and maintenance agreement between Lewis and Clark County and the Montana Department of Transportation as presented by our county engineer, Dan Carlin.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion by the commission? Any further discussion? Seeing none, we'll move to a vote. All those in favor of approving the county construction and maintenance agreement between Lewis and Clark County and the Montana Department of Transportation, as explained by Dan Carlin, please say aye.
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 Opposed, same sign. Motion passes unanimously. Next item on our agenda is a grant award to Lewis and Clark County from the Montana Board of Crime Control.
Good morning. Good morning, commissioners. For the record, my name is Bob Buzzy. I'm the Court Services and Diversion Supervisor with your Lewis and Clark County Criminal Justice Services. As you may remember, we were before the board back in April of this year, asking you for approval to apply for a grant through the Montana Board of Crime Control for implementation of a one-year pilot misdemeanor probation program focusing on partner family member assault and related offenses. On June 24, 2026, we received notice that the Montana Board of Crime Control would be awarding these funds to Lewis and Clark County Criminal Justice Services. My intent today was to ask for the commissioners' approval to accept these funds. However, instead, I will be asking for the commission to take no action on this request at this moment, as we need more time to work with stakeholders on how implementation of this program would best suit the needs of the citizens of Lewis and Clark County. My hope is that in the near future, I will ask that this agenda item be placed back in front of this board to ask for approval to accept this grant award.
Any questions from the commission? So you're looking for a little more time to kind of work out any potential problem?
Yep.
Okay. All right. Any problem with that? I need a motion to just take no action? What's the proper procedure there, Mr. Hash?
Mr. Chair and Commissioners, so I think you could just do a motion to table it for a future date. And then at that point, when staff's ready to present it, they can prepare it for your agenda and you can take it up at that point.
All right. Well, in case somebody was here wanting to talk on it, we will open up for public comment then too. Does that all make sense to everybody? All right, well, ask for public comment. Is there any public comment? All right, seeing no public comment, do we have a motion?
Mr. Chair, I'd move that we table this item, the grant award to Lewis and Clark County from the Montana Board of Crime Control is presented by Mr. Buzzy for future action.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any public comment? Any comment from the commission on the motion? Is there any public comment on the motion? Any public comment on the motion? Seeing none, we will move to a vote. All those in favor of the grant award to Lewis and Clark County all those in favor of tabling the motion to approve the grant award to Lewis and Clark County from the Montana Board of Crime Control, and that was the intent of them bringing it back as a little bit later at another time. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion to table passes unanimously.
Thank you, Commissioners.
All right, we have arrived at the end of our regular agenda, and would like to see if there's any public comment on any item that's under the purview of the county commission, but not on today's agenda. Is there any public comment? Is there any public comment? Seeing none, we're adjourned.